Hey, it is story time. Unfortunately, it's real, but nonetheless, it's story time. You can see by the title, his dusty lies were smooth as silk. Baby girl, please don't drink the milk. Ladies, we gotta be careful. And with this rent moratorium ending, we gotta be careful on steroids. A lot of people, male and female, are gonna be needing a place to stay. Okay, so this here happened. It's unfortunate, but I want to share this story with you to let you know what you could possibly be dealing with. So, life is business. The decisions that we make, people in our lives, we have to proceed with caution, okay? We have to proceed with caution. So, um, girls, this is before the pandemic hit. So, single girls going out. These are career women, and one was a mother. Was she's divorced, but single girls going, ladies going out, career girls going out from the job, going out to the happy hour. They decide to go ahead and have a go out to a club where there were male entertainers. Okay, so they go to this club and then they kind of like it. They go a couple of times, and so this one guy, really, really, very attractive, built well, got it going on for himself. So one of the girls, they switch numbers. She starts to talk and meet, and things happen like really fast. You know what I'm saying? He's delivering the package. So things happen really fast. And the package of, oh my, she wants a fine, hot, handsome man. She's got the career, no children. She's got her nice apartment, is furnished, got a little paper. So yeah, this guy, oh my goodness, he may be a dancer. However, he doesn't have any children. Let him tell it. And he is going to school. So he's just dancing his way through school. He's just a gigolo at night, student by day. Okay, at least that's what he says. So after kicking it, it was so fast. We're talking like 2 weeks, and he'd moved in. And I thought, wow, that's kind of quick. I'm just kind of leery of any person, especially your late 20s. You just move in like that. I mean, it's not like you're leaving the door. So it kind of makes me wonder. So we had the conversation, like, hey, girl, so he just gonna walk 2 weeks. He's just gonna walk out on his lease, and he gave the oh no 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 no. He has a roommate. So what he was going to do was to go ahead. They're like so in like right now. Gonna go ahead and stay with her after 2 weeks because they are just so happy together. Of course, it's the beginning. They're so happy together. So he's gonna stay with her, but he still has a roommate, and so he's just gonna go ahead and bring his things over. So, it's like, okay. And his name is on the lease. So he does have furniture and all that stuff. Again, he's dancing by night, dazzling them, and he's being a student by day. Okay. So we've pretty much, it's been like a month now. And so she's very meticulous. And he's one of those people, he just kind of, wherever he walks, throws things on the floor. And so now, and you understand when you live alone, you kind of have your own way of doing things. And this girl's like late 20s. So now, it's like, okay, coming home from work, and she's having to pick up after him. He has the audacity to request some meals. He's not paying any of the bills here because he has to jiggle, in the PM because he needs that money for school. So he's not paying anything. So now we like it in a month. Um, Now she's kind of missing her life, having her space to herself. So she says to him, hey, it's a big change for her. And she, still cool, still happy. It's just a big change. So maybe he would kind of consider maybe going back to his place, just for a while. We're not breaking up, but it's like, this is a big change, us every day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? Um, you're coming, it's like coming on cooking and cleaning. This girl doesn't really cook. I mean, she may cook every now and then, but who, working every day and coming home cooking, that just wouldn't be my thing. Yeah, that's never been my thing. Working every day and coming on cooking. Oh, I just operate differently. Nah. That's just not gonna happen. That's just not, that's not how I operate. And she's kind of in the same way. Again, no children, didn't have to. Sometimes she go to lunch and bring home leftovers. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she sits down to have a conversation with him and say, "Hey, listen, everything is fine, but I kind of need my own space, just a little bit. So maybe you can go back to your place for a couple of days." Oh, okay. So then she's thinking, okay, so the next day she goes to work, thinking when she comes home, she's going to be able to come home alone, take off her makeup, and not worry about trying to impress and go to bed all pretty. Yeah, your boy's still there. Mr. Jiggles is still in the house. She's like, "Why you still here?" Oh yeah, he rented my room out, and it's like, how can he rent your room out when your name is on the lease? That's your place too. Lies, lies, lies. Now, initially, when she spoke about this guy, she spoke so highly of him. It was like, in my opinion, it was like it's kind of too good to be true. I mean, I'm like, he needs to keep up with the lies because I'm hearing he was doing well in engineering school, and then she happened to check back, and it's like, yo, his cars are all day. How is he going to school? And this was not online. All right, it wasn't online, so it's like, huh. Okay. She even asked to borrow his car and check the mileage. Your boy just pretty much there all day. So he fed her the line, and it worked for a while. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward. So she really wants him to leave, you know what I mean? With the roommate situation. And of course, by this time she's discussing with the girlfriends. They're in her ear and saying, "Hey, you know what? I bet this guy is living out the duffel bags. He's living out the duffel bags." Okay. He probably doesn't even have a place. So she's going to prove a point that he does. She's not one to be played, and they're going to have a conversation. He's going to be going to his house, his apartment tonight. Yeah, well, so she went home to have that conversation to see if he was going to just go ahead and just leave. And she's like, "I don't see what the problem is. I just need a couple of days. Just go back to your apartment for a couple of days. You have a place. Just go. I just need some space. That's all. Give me a couple of days. That's it. And then we, come back." But I think he knew the gig was up. Next thing you know, they're having an argument about him leaving. And it's like, who the heck argues? Just pack up your stuff and just go back to your house. That doesn't make any sense to me. So now you're trying to figure out that, yo, this guy doesn't have his own apartment. Doesn't have an apartment. Doesn't have his own spot. He's literally living out those duffel bags, and he's not going to school. So all he does is the dancing. Okay, the entertaining. That's what he does. School is out. There's no apartment, no nothing. She's asking for, like, okay, where's the address? If there's a problem with her roommate, guess what? We can both go over there together. Where's the address? He refused to give the address. Wait a second. Whoa, whoa. You're staying here. They're having adult relations, and you sure as heck can't give up the address? Again, she moved too fast. Moved too fast. So at this point, she's just like, I need you to, you know what? The light bulb is kicking on. The things that the girlfriend has said is coming on. It's like, you know what? Just go. Guess what? Your boy ain't leaving. He's not leaving tonight, and tomorrow doesn't look too good either. So she said the next day she just went to bed, and after work she's like, you know what? I'm going to work, so tomorrow when I get back here, just be gone. I don't want to argue and fuss. This is my home. Just leave now. When I come home, just be gone, leave your key, just go. Keep in mind, so by this point, we're a little over the 30 days. It's been like a month now. She goes to work, she comes home. Your boy's still sitting up there trying to act like nothing has happened. Everything's all good, it's all cool. We just had a difference of opinion, blah, 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 blah. So now she's really starting to think, oh my goodness, the girlfriends are right. This guy doesn't have his own place. Everything is all a lie. And she was really excited about him. Oh, yeah, girl. And we're going to be doing this with the bills. And it's like everything was on her. So no school. They help on the bills. And now it seems this guy doesn't have an apartment because it doesn't make any sense. He can't say where he lives and she can't come there. Doesn't make any sense at all. So it's showdown. Oh, yes, a showdown. So what she does is she She's like, you have to go now. I don't want to talk about it. They get into a heated argument. She said it got so heated that particular night, guess what she did? She went and slept in her car. It got that heated. He refused to leave. So now you know, this is like the homeless gigolo. He refused to leave the apartment. She got so upset. She went and slept in her car. So then the next morning, we're like, you slept in the car? What? And guess, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't come to the car to get her to say, okay, I'll leave. He stayed in the apartment, in her apartment all night. Oh, it gets worse. So then she gets herself in the car all night, gets up, goes into the apartment to shower, and goes to work. Okay. So now she realizes, okay, I have to go to work today. So when I come home, I'm gonna go ahead and call the police, get him up out of here. So she gets him up out. She comes home. He's still there. Don't want to have any. They're having a few words, but it didn't get that heated because she just did what the girls told her to do: call the police. So she calls the police and to get him out. When the police come, they ask it, and he was very calm. They ask if he lived there. And he's like, yes, I do. She's like, wait a second, no. This is my place, okay? He is not on the lease. So, we were dating, and it was very brief dating. He just kind of moved in a relationship. But this is my apartment. He's not on the lease. Then the police ask, well, does he get mail here? And she goes, no. He goes, yes. The police like, well, which is it? Does he get mail here? She goes, no, he doesn't. He goes, yes, I do. He then goes to that duffel bag and he pulls out some mail. Keep in mind, he's been at home all day. She had no idea that he had some mail forwarded to her address. She had no idea. He actually had a mail forwarded to the address. So when he's going to his bag, she's like, what is this idiot doing? And he has a police some mail showing that they're like, well, he does live here, so now he's got some mail. Got the mail, and he also has he's lived there for over the 30 days. Okay, so they've established, hey, guess what? They're telling her, even though his name may not be on the lease, you're gonna have to go ahead and go. You can't go to the leasing office. They can't legally put him out. You're gonna have to go ahead and file an eviction. Okay. So the police leave. He hasn't hit her or anything, nothing violent. No, it's just that she wants him to leave. So now she's kind of like in shock and all, like, I cannot believe he had his mail sent here. No, he did. No, yes, he did. Had the mail sent there. So now he's trying to smooth things over, and she realizes this guy is just cute and hot, and that's about it. All he has for him is looks. So now it's like, we're like, with the girlfriends, why can't he just go? So maybe he has nowhere to go. Where was he staying before? Okay. So then she's like, I'm leaving. So she goes, she's already slept in the car one night. She then decides to go and stay with one of the girlfriends, okay? Stays with one of the girlfriends. And so, conversations being had, hey, it's time to do a background check on this guy. So she's like, yeah. So what information that she did have, she did a background check on him. And then here comes the boom. Yeah, he's a dancer. That's the only job that she knows of. And he kind of also has like kind of a criminal record where he's kind of like been to jail for like kind of like assault and hurting a female. I'm not sure if it was a wife or a girlfriend, but it was a female. Okay. And he had been to prison for a couple of years. And it was like, uh-oh. We didn't know this about the bro. Didn't know this. So now it's really getting concerning. So at this point, given that she's called the police and basically they've established that he does live there, so she's filed eviction. She's like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and file eviction. So she goes to work. The next she goes to work and she's telling her friend, hey, so after work, one of the girls is going to follow her home, or she's gonna go ahead and just get some of her things out of her own apartment. He's still in there, out of our own apartment, and the girlfriend waits in the car just to kind of wait a few, maybe wait 30 minutes or so if she doesn't come out, maybe try to knock on the door, make sure she's okay in case, something kind of escalates, because by now she's done the background check on the boy. So she goes inside and she's like, oh yeah, you know what? Just so you know, I'm just gonna grab a few of my things, but I am going to file eviction, okay? I am going to file eviction. So you're going to have an eviction on your record, and that's it. So I'm not. I don't want to argue. I'm gonna be filing eviction tomorrow. So you're gonna be served, and that's just it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my clothes. So then he tries to sweet talk. Oh, baby, come on, all this other stuff. Trying to sweet talk the girl. She's like, I really don't want to talk about it. I just want you to leave. You refuse to leave. I have no other recourse but to file eviction. I'm gonna be filing. You're gonna have an eviction on your record, and that's it. So then everything gets real quiet. And she said, she's like, she got a few of her things. She then goes to the refrigerator and she likes milk. So she goes to the refrigerator. She said she literally had the glass on the counter and she opened up the refrigerator door and she's reaching for the milk. So he was in the back bedroom initially. So now he's like walking through the living room where he can see her in the kitchen where she's grabbing the milk. And she said, as she had the milk in her hand, like literally like turning and gonna put, start pouring in the glass, guess what he does? He goes, stop! Put the milk down! Don't drink the milk! Put it, stop! And she's like, you're thinking, why is this idiot hollering over some darn milk? Doesn't make sense. I mean, it does the body good, but dang, bride, what's going on with the milk? And she said he came over literally, snatched the milk out of her hand, the milk carton, took it out of her hand, and poured the milk down the sink. And I'm thinking, this is really sounding kind of stupid. Why would he pour them? I mean, who does that? You know what he said? Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. You know what he said? I'm going to go ahead and just leave. He said, don't drink the milk. And she's like, why? What's wrong with you? He said he poured some bleach in the milk because he knew she would drink it. He was so mad. He said, but you know what? You really are a nice person. I wasn't thinking. And that's why he snatched the milk out of her hand. He poured bleach. Clorox bleach is what he poured in the milk. And at this time, I'm like, girl, I know you like me. You have sinuses. Could you not smell I don't understand how you couldn't smell the bleach inside the milk. And she said when she had the milk, she didn't really get the chance to put the top off. She had to put the cup on the glass on the counter, and she opened the refrigerator up, and she was like literally turning, toward the counter, getting ready to pour the milk in the glass. So I'm like, did you have the top off? You couldn't smell anything? And she was like, it happened so fast. He came over there, he just snatched the milk and started pouring down the sink. So I'm like, well, you would have probably more than likely smelled the milk. I don't know how much you put in it because Clorox is so strong. So I'm not understanding why he would do that. But maybe he just put a small amount in it. But think about it. The fact that this man, even though he grabbed an assassin and poured it down, the fact that he poured Clorox bleach into the milk, this is no joke. He poured Clorox bleach in the milk. The fact that he wanted to harm her. So at this point, the panic is kind of setting in, and he decides to leave, and she just threw all the food out. It's like just throw everything out. And she was just shocked. So now you get the title. He lied his way in. To her, the lies were smooth as silk. Sometimes you live what you want to believe. Baby girl, don't drink the milk. And then, I thought about it more so later because it was just shocking. It's one of those things. It's like she's calling about like, y'all won't believe what happened. And you're like, you got to be kidding me. Change the keys, change the locks, change it. Maybe, somebody needs to settle with you tonight. Change the locks. This is not acceptable. Clorox bleach in the milk. Again, I'm assuming that she would have smelled it if she had taken the top off, because bleach is so strong. I'm assuming she would have smelled it. So in actuality, even though he did that, which is so evil, more than likely, maybe she wouldn't have drank it. But heck, we don't know. So I thought about it and I was like, you saw his criminal background, and it occurred to me, maybe the only reason that he did leave is two things. He knew he put that bleach in that milk. The police had already been there. And so if something happened to her, he would end right back in prison. I I'm not thinking that he told her about the milk. It was the decent thing to do, like some decency that took over him. No, I think he knew then. Man, if something happened to her, the police already been here. She drinks that milk. The police have been here. There's been a call. If she drinks that milk, something happens. They're gonna know it's me. He'll be back in the slammer again. It shocked us all. It was really scary. It's one of those things. You're like, I never forget. I was sitting and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Phone up to my ear. No way. He said he put Clorox in the milk. And that's why he came over and grabbed it so fast and poured it out. What if she had come by and he wasn't there, or he was in the shower and she drank it? All because he wanted a free place to live off someone. Dusty's being drama. They love trauma. The financial implications, too much stuff to the nation. We don't know what could have transpired if and how much he could have put in there. We don't know what could have transpired. But she said he just grabbed the milk and poured it down the sink. Let her know she was a nice person, that, she didn't deserve that. So, yeah, this day and age, you have to be careful who you let into your life. And that just not goes for women, it also goes for men. So, ladies, he may come with lies smooth as silk. In this here case, baby girl, please don't drink the milk. Thanks for listening. Look forward to your comments. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. Thanks.